Some betrayals cut deeper than heartbreak. Some ones don't come from strangers or enemies. They come from the very people we sacrifice everything for. This is the story of Bibi, a girl who fought for her family with her whole heart, only to watch that same family turn their backs on her when she needed them most. Bibi wasn't just any daughter or any sister. She was the one who defended everyone, the one who stepped forward when others stayed silent, the one who carried the weight no one else wanted to carry. When something went wrong, she was the one who solved it. When someone needed support, she was the one who showed up. When the family was falling apart, she was the glue that held it all together. She stood up for their rights, protected them from trouble, and made the decisions they were too afraid to make. Sometimes she saw dangers they couldn't see, and she fought because she knew their future could be better. She put their well-being above her own, time and time again, believing that was what love looked like. But one day, everything changed. The ground beneath her feet crumbled. Instead of gratitude, they gave her blame. Instead of love, they gave her distance. Instead of saying, "Thank you for protecting us," she started hearing things like, "Why are you always causing problems? And you think you know better than everyone else." They'd say, "No one even asked you to fight for us." Her heart didn't just break. It cracked into 1,000 pieces. She didn't fight to be praised. She fought because she loved them. She fought because she knew if she didn't, no one else would. But the heartbreaking truth she had to face was this: they misunderstood her strength as arrogance. They mistook her protection for control. They twisted her pure intentions until she no longer recognized herself in their eyes. The people she stood up for, the people she defended tirelessly, the ones she thought would stand beside her no matter what, turned away. It was as if she had never carried them on her back, as if she had never shielded them from harm, as if all of her sacrifices meant absolutely nothing. That betrayal hurt in a way nothing else ever had. When friends disappoint you, you feel pain. But when your family betrays you, you feel your entire identity shake to its core. Bibi began to question everything she thought she knew about herself. Was I wrong for protecting them? She'd wonder, did I push too hard? Why is doing the right thing making me the villain in their story? Why do they see my love as a threat? She felt her heart collapsing inward, suffocated by the weight of their judgment. She felt blamed for the very thing she tried to prevent. She felt unseen, unheard, and completely unvalued. She was carrying scars no one even knew existed, and suddenly, the home she had once protected with her life felt like the very place she needed protection from. Bibi didn't break loudly, she broke silently. In the dark, in the quiet, in the corners of her room where no one could see her crumble. Her strength, once her greatest asset, now felt like her heaviest burden. She was lost, adrift in a sea of confusion and sorrow, completely alone. One night, sleep was a distant memory. Her mind was a battlefield, replaying every harsh word, every cold accusation, every single moment they pushed her away. She sat up in the dark, her thoughts swirling, and she asked herself a simple, powerful question: if protecting them destroyed me, then who is protecting me? In that moment, for the very first time, Bibi realized the truth. She had spent so much time being the shield for everyone else that she had never learned how to shield herself. She thought love meant carrying everyone else's burdens until her own back broke. She forgot that true love also means respecting your own limits. That night, her tears felt different. They weren't tears of breaking, but tears of release. It was a release of the guilt that was never hers to carry, a release of the responsibilities that were never meant for just one person to bear. It was a release of the deep, knowing pain she had been holding on to for far too long. Her healing didn't start with them apologizing, because they never did. Healing started the moment Bibi finally looked in the mirror and said to herself, "I am done breaking myself to protect people who refuse to understand me." So she pulled back. She gave them space, not as a punishment, but as an act of self-preservation. She allowed herself to breathe without carrying the weight of their world on her shoulders. And slowly, so slowly, the heaviness that had been crushing her began to lift. She started noticing her own strength again. Not the strength she used for others, but the strength she needed for herself. She realized she had fought battles no one ever thanked her for, but she survived them all anyway. She realized she had protected everyone, but had never stopped to ask who was protecting her. And she understood something profound. Sometimes the people you fight for are not the people you are meant to fight with. It doesn't mean you were wrong. It doesn't mean your love was wasted. It simply means you were stronger than they ever understood. Here is the truth that Bibi learned, and maybe it's the truth you need to hear today. You can protect people, love them, and fight for them with every fiber of your being, and still be hurt by them. Your intentions are pure even if they question them. Your heart is good even if they can't see it. Your courage is real even if they call it trouble. Family does not get to rewrite your truth. Family does not get to label your love as a burden. Family does not get to belittle the sacrifices you made for them. And if they turn on you, you still deserve peace. You still deserve love. You still deserve to rise from the ashes of that pain. Bibi discovered that loving her family didn't require losing herself in the process. And walking away from their hurt didn't mean she loved them any less. It simply meant she finally loved herself too. So if you feel broken right now because the people who were supposed to love you most have betrayed you, please know this: you are not alone. You are not weak, and you are not foolish for loving so deeply. You are someone who gave everything, and now it's time to give something back to yourself. Rise slowly, rise softly, rise quietly, if you must, but rise. Because broken hearts can heal, broken trust can be rebuilt, starting with yourself. And people who have been broken, they often become the most unbreakable. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content like this. Take care of yourself.